while we explore subscription boxes, the outdoors, gear and equipment, and other fun things and places. Before we get started, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding! Thank you for watching!
Well, thank you for that amazingly spooky introduction, Miraculous Girl. And thank you everyone for joining us again here on Exploring It All. So today we are going to be looking at the Grimm Workshop bag once again. And this is for October of 2022. Hence our spooky sticker on the outside of the bag. Now, the bag's a little sticky because I already peeled the address label off here. As you can see, I'm Halloween, October, EDC oranged up. We're going to use our limited edition Victorinox Collector Society, or Victorinox Swiss Army Knife Collector Society Swiss Army knife to open up this month's bag from Grimm Workshop. It's kind of funny, as I was heating the label to peel it off nice without ripping open the bag, I noticed that the Grimm Workshop is on Shady Lane or something like that is their address. So I'm going to kind of set the bag aside here and the items. This subscription, normally I don't focus on price too much in regards to like the Grimm Workshop. This subscription costs $20 flat fee. Here's the card. Slow down and pause on it. I will take some still shots and post them at the end here. But here's the card for this month. And let's go over these items. This month we have the Jordan Jonas signature card, trying to make it so the light does not reflect too much off this here. And in fact, I'm increasing the lighting a little bit, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here so you guys can kind of see this card. These are one of my more favorite cards. I like the cards that have more than just one thing on it, and they're kind of multi-purpose. And this one has a number of items on them. And one of the first things we will look at here. Now, some of these things I don't really know how to use. But I'll kind of tell you essentially a little bit what they're for. So this first big item up here at the very top is what they call a net shuttle. And it's my understanding that this item is something you would use for making a fishing net. It helps you weave the net and whatnot. You have, and I assume these little eyelets also have something to do with helping with that purpose. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Now, the Grimm Workshop cards have a retention system. So it's not like regular cards that once you bust it up, they're all loose and you're going to lose all the stuff. They have, you can peel it off, use it, and then put the item back. So this is one of the little fishing lures that are in here. Maybe do them like that. And there's two, it looks like two different lures. One's more of a spinner lure, and then there's this one, you know, and they'll reflect light. Now they have a little tab on here, and one of the things they sell in their shop for like $5 or $6 is a little sandpaper style kit, and these are the same size as the cards, so they kind of go in there, and these have different coarseness on these sandpapers. I want to say these are like $5 to $7.95, something like that, for different thicknesses. And you can sand off your little tabs on these things or sharpen edges or whatever. Also, Swiss Army knife file works good for that. So anyway, so you got a couple of fishing lures here. And like I said, this retention system is a sticky back system. So when you put the item back on, it'll stay on. And then we have an arrowhead here, and you can kind of pop these up. Sometimes it's easier to just peel it up with a knife like that and then just twist off there. with the little tab. And I have a couple of dowels here that I have cut out to different end points to use for demonstration purposes here on these little arrowheads and stuff. And this one is a little bit serrated and jagged. We recently got a bow in another box, and and depending on the size of your arrowhead, depends on how deep you want to cut your little groove for it to fit in. And I did this one's in 4-way. But anyway, so depending on how deep you want to cut your little head, and these might be cut a little bit long for this small type arrowhead point. And you could actually, this one, the way these stick out, you could curve these little tabs out here on the end around. This might work better on here. Around your stick or whatever, so that to hold it in place if you don't have any thread or string to do so. Like I said, we just recently got a takedown bow, and I've actually made an arrow with using one of these arrowheads, and it worked quite well. I was kind of surprised. Shot it down the hallway, stuck in the door. The arrow didn't break. There's been a lot of people complaining on that particular bow because they're saying that the arrows aren't strong enough, or the carbon fiber arrows are breaking. I don't know what they're shooting them into and stuff, but they're claiming they're not using it inappropriately though. But anyway, so you have 4 of these fishing hooks like this, and these are just kind of a standard, looks like about maybe a number 6 hook as far as size is concerned there. The eye hole is of decent size, so you wouldn't have to necessarily use a really fine fishing line. Sorry, trying to get the camera to focus on that there. So you have 4 of the fishing hooks there. They look to be about the same size. Let's see, so the net, the arrowhead, the needle. So next up, and just to show you guys, you can kind of push this up through the bottom and also grab a hold of these. You just kind of press it up. Just poke myself. Yep, just made myself bleed with this needle. So I'll have to pause again to get a band-aid because I'm bleeding because I poked myself. Anyway, so you got a needle right here. And there's 2 needles. They look to be about the same size. One's a little bit bigger than the other one. And again, you can take these and stick them right back on there. And I'm going to pause for a second. And so next up, we have a rather larger one here. Try and do this one over here. And next up here, we have a awl. So you have a little sewing awl here that you can use. And as you can see, all these things, the points on these tend to be rather sharp. And these are pretty thick. These are not super thin or anything. So our final 3 items on here, I'm not going to take off. This is a bait pin and 2 deadfall trap triggers. You would link these together and for your deadfall trap, and this is your little bait pin. Get some sticks. Put that all together, or you can work these together for a little deadfall trap also. Use that deadfall trap. Animal comes up and grabs the bait, and the rock or heavy item falls on their head and knocks them out, kills them, whatever. Anyway, so that is that item. Next up, we have, and when Miraculous Girl sees this, she's going to snatch it from me. Next up, we have this little notebook here. And just to give you an idea of the size here, it's a little monster notebook. I think last year or a year ago, we got one that was a ghost that she got from me. And then And next after that, we have, and the signature card is $21.95, so that's the value of the bag. So next up, we have the Bandit wrap. And if you're not familiar with the Bandit wraps, these are an elastic strap that you can put around tins. Oh, this one actually kind of has Velcro that comes apart. So this is a newer design. So you can wrap this around different things. This one appears to be small enough that you might be able to put it around, you know, like a shroud over a gun barrel or something like that. And then you have more elastic straps on here that you can slide items into. I like that this one actually comes apart, so that's kind of cool. So these are kind of handy in your EDC pouches and things like that to keep things all together. So that's kind of cool. So you have the Bandit wrap, and it says it's a gear organizer with a large and medium and small gear slots. So all that, and now I've not seen one that comes apart like that, so that's kind of cool. Next up, we have the Altoid 10 size knife. If I can get it open here, I may have to use a knife. Usually their little bags here just pop right open. So here's the little knife. Usually these do not come very sharp. You kind of have to put an edge on these. This is an Altoid 10 knife. And like I said, I didn't expect it to be sharp. Generally, like I said, these have to be sharpened when they come from them. This is the same size knife that came in the fire starting one that we got a while back. Very similar. Well, it is the same. This was the fire starting card that came with magnesium, has a file, ferro rod, and all that. So anyway, so there is that little knife, and that has just a little card here. And they don't have the, normally this is the first time I want to say I did not receive, they don't have their patented cutout business card. I say patented jokingly, but anyway, and our final two items, oh, the Altoid, this little knife here is listed at $7.99, and it will fit in an Altoid 10 very easily. We have one right here, Altoid 10. As you can see, it will fit in an Altoid 10 very easily. So that's kind of cool. And then final item here, like I said, that's $7.99. The Bandit wrap was $10.95. The tip cards. The first one is the Swedish log fire. There's been a lot of these type of demonstrations in various videos on ways to do that. You can make these using an auger or by splitting the log and then tying it back together. There's a few different ways, so this gives you instructions on how to do that. And then gardening, how to regrow an onion. And so it has a little gardening card here on regrowing an onion. So that's a look at the October of 2022 Grimm Workshop. The cards are $1.95 each. So that's a look at this month's Grimm Workshop, and I like it. It's cool. I like these style of cards more than the cards that just have one item on them. So I think it's really cool. I'm really happy with that card. It has stuff for fishing. It has stuff for trapping, and also repairs, needles, and things of that sort, and even arrow head. So you have a lot of options there, and then you got the little Altoid 10 knife and all that. So that's really cool. And like I said, this subscription is $20 a month, flat fee. It's a lot of fun, in my opinion. I've been doing it for a few years now, so I enjoy getting this one. Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Remember, be nice to each other. Happy Halloween.